I'm going to tell you the ugly truth. Your real estate recruiting efforts are failing. You've experienced it. The endless soul-crushing grind, the constant frustration, the feeling that you're working harder than everyone else just to stay in the same place. The uncomfortable truth is that this is not because of a temporary slump. It's not because of the market. The traditional real estate recruiting methods that you've been taught or you've been doing right now are fundamentally, strategically, economically, and permanently broken. Right? There's a lot of words there, but of course, I'm going to explain all of them. And in this video, I'm going to expose to you exactly why they are broken. I'll also be showing you what the top 1% of brokerage owners are doing to build a machine that attracts A-player agents on autopilot. So just start off with a number that should terrify you. Last year, over 144,000 real estate agents switched brokerages. That is not just a statistic. It is a symptom of a massive disease in our industry. It's proof that the old model of loyalty is dead. This is the revolving door realty business, right? Your brokerage is not a fortress anymore. For most agents, it's just a temporary stop on their journey. And, I'm actually part of a lot of marketing masterminds. And, one of my mentors always says, you don't have a business, you have a funnel, right? In other words, you have a churn factory. And if you think about it, right, it just burn and churn, and that's not the way you want to do things. This is why a lot of real estate brokerages feel like they're on a sinking ship, constantly just patching up holes while their best agents leave and they go to the competitors. They're not really recruiting, they're systematically poaching, and the old methods just give you no defense, right? And a lot of times, these big venture-backed brokerages, to give them credit, obviously they have a lot of money, but they're able to eat up a lot of your agents by offering them a lot of bonuses and all that kind of stuff. And of course, it's not going to be feasible for you to keep on doing the same thing you're doing already. So this actually leads to the second reason why your efforts are failing, right? You're trapped in what I like to call recruiting theater. Look, you're busy, you're making the cold calls, you're sending the DMs, you're running the ads on Indeed, right? You're doing all that kind of stuff. You might be having some softwares in between that are geared for recruiting. It might feel productive, but usually the actual result is you're not getting the right agents you want, you're burning cash, your show-up rates are not the best, your churn is through the roof, your credibility is not the best. Every single cold call you do with agents gets ignored usually. Every DM might get left on red. It makes you look desperate. Top producers can smell the desperation from a mile away and they run from it. And a lot of the time, these methods are designed to attract the wrong people. They fill your roster with the 70% of agents who don't really produce. They're not the type of agents you want in your brokerage, right? And it just creates this constant, expensive cycle of low quality churn. You spend all your time and money to attract agents and it's just costing you even more time and money before they inevitably leave. It's like a losing game and you're just paying for the privilege to play. And I was actually talking to a broker today. They're out of Boca Raton, Florida. The broker was like, oh, it's not even worth my time to recruit anymore because these people are not even the right fit. So is it that recruiting is bad or is that you're recruiting the wrong agents? And, we asked her that question and then she had an aha moment. And, that's what I realized. And of course, I'll get into, is why a lot of brokers don't recruit the top agents, the producing agents. I'll get into that, right? But before we get there, I want to talk about something else as well. I want to talk about the old way because the old way is broken. And you're probably wondering what's the alternative? Well, let me tell you about one independent brokerage owner that we work with. This, applies for franchise, boutique, doesn't matter. But they were just like most brokerages, right? They're stuck, they're frustrated, they're losing agents, they're feeling outgunned, and they decided what, enough's enough. I'm gonna stop playing the old game. And they flipped the script, right? They started attracting agents, not chasing them with the recruiting. And what they did is they, of course, installed our brokerage as a product system at agentattraction.io. And I'll explain to you how it really works here. But instead of shouting generic promises, what they first did is they built a unique, irresistible, avatar-aligned offer, right? So they already took what they were offering to agents and they packaged it into almost like a product. Like they were positioning their brokerage as an irresistible offer. And then from that, right, they then communicated that into a video sales letter, which then went to a 24/7 digital recruiter. Let me explain that now. So a 24/7 digital recruiter is basically a 3-page marketing funnel, right? It's one short value-driven video that shows value first and then asks a favor in return, which is a call to action saying book a call with our brokerage to learn more, is then backed by a 3-page funnel, a marketing funnel, which usually consists of a video page, an application page, a calendar booking page. From there, the agents that are motivated fill out the application, they book a call. You can also see as well from the application what kind of agents those are, and you can usually cancel the calls with people that you don't want before the call even exists. Just to show you that it works, right? Chances are you were on this YouTube video right now or this video you're watching, and you at one point or another watched our video sales letter for our company, agentattraction.io. It probably had myself or an actress named Caroline behind it. You watched a video ad or an image ad, you clicked on it, you watched a video, filled the application, booked a call. So that exact process has allowed us to sell 2,800 people into our products and services. Effectively, it's about 13,000 sales calls. On top of that, it's about 20,000 plus sales calls booked. So we conducted 12,000 plus sales calls on Zoom. I'll give you some stats as well. I mean, conversion rates jumped from 40% to 138% when a video sales letter is used, and is backed by sources like SalesBlink and GetWPFunnels.com. I want to also tell you guys a little story. So agenttraction.io, we work with a lot of different types of people when it comes to recruiting and attracting agents, right? We work with the team ridge, we work with the team leader, we also work with the broker owner. We also work with a subset of people in the real estate industry called the agent attractor, and someone that is at a cloud-based brokerage model that is allowing agents to earn revenue share. And these people, what we realize is, they would always mention like, hey, the top people in the industry are using this video sales letter call funnel. They're attracting thousands of agents. And obviously we implemented that for our cloud-based broker clients, and those people killed it. Then we took that same framework and then we brought it to our broker owner clients and real estate brokerage in general, and they killed it. And we realized that this is the way to sell. One-to-many is way better than one-to-one. And the thing about a 24/7 digital recruiter is it positions your brokerage as irresistible. It pitches it around the clock. It actually goes ahead and delivers value to the agent. I mean, think about it, right? Like, for example, I'm recording this video right now. I have 3 coffees in me throughout the day. That's a lot of coffee to get it. But of course, I am very wired. And if I record this video once, if you watch this video at 3 a.m. in the morning, it's still going to deliver the same energy. You can't really do that with a one-to-one method of selling. That's why the one-to-many online method is way better. It's like hiring your best recruiter ever, but they never sleep, they never ask for a salary, and they never stop selling your brokerage at the highest level. You see, in the real estate industry, right, a lot of agents, right, they don't think like marketers, of course, but brokers as well. When it comes to recruiting or anyone trying to attract or recruit agents, they don't think like marketers, right? They start chasing agents and they don't attract them. So most brokers, they're putting out a generic message. They're just trying to recruit any agent with a pulse, right? They make vague promises out there. Typical, right? We have great tech, we have better culture, we have free leads, and you might actually have that, but it comes down to positioning it. But if we were just to get strategic for a second here though, according to Inman, 70% of agents didn't even close a single deal last year. And the stats don't really lie, right? But when your offer and your positioning is generic, you're going to attract a generic agent. In fact, you might not even attract them at all, right? You're going to sound the same as every other person. You're going to attract the 70% of agents usually though, if you do, right? And you're left running what I call a leaky bucket brokerage, right? And it's just a brokerage that has a revolving door of non-producers. So the VSL comes in and fixes a lot of that. You see, the VSL in and of itself, of course, is a video. It pitches people, it convinces them why you are the best option, it warms them up, it increases show up rates, increases conversion rates. But really why it works so well is because it leads with a value first approach. And most people, they value reciprocal altruism, right? Like if you deliver value, they're happy to pay you back that value. But also the same thing, it runs 24/7, it speaks one to many. And what we've realized as well with our clientele is the video sales letter also allows you to filter out unqualified agents that you don't want, because the way you write a video sales letter, it pitches people, but you can actually write it to say, hey, this is not for agents that have not closed a deal a month. You can disqualify them, right? And this allows you then, when you set up correctly, to not have to waste any more hours on coffee chats that go nowhere. And what we've also seen as well is with most of our brokers and anyone using a video sales letter funnel, or we call it 24/7 digital recruiter, every conversation starts with an agent who already knows, likes, and trusts you, right? They know your story, they know your value proposition, they know your brand, and they want in. The VSL funnel, it pre-sells for you. So then you have to spend less time convincing agents and more time converting them to come over and join your brokerage. Even if you're using Indeed, you're using other companies out there, Courted, those are great sources, but when you put that in front of a video sales letter call funnel, it amplifies those close rates as well, because agents now are valuing your expertise and they're almost feeling honored to take the call with your brokerage. This obviously gives you confidence. You're going to show up as a respected leader, not a desperate recruiter. You're also going to know your recruiting process is bringing the right fit agents. You're going to get more time back for strategy, family, just running your brokerage and having time to think. Okay, so now look, the video sales letter is great. It pre-frames people, all that kind of stuff we talked about, but you want to run traffic to it. You want to get people actually booking with Facebook and Instagram ads. Those are the best places to find agents right now after spending millions of dollars on advertising of our own money, marketing towards agents. And when you do that, right, you can actually attract people to you. Another benefit as well here is with targeting, there's a lot of different things available like pixel conditioning. But let me explain to you how this works, right? So you have filled out probably an application when you came to work with our company, right? You may have had a call with our company already. That application is then fed all the data to the Facebook pixel. The right fit people are only fed. So we actually like to work with brokers that are, having at least, one agent, right? Because we know that that's not a right. If someone doesn't have never had any agents they've attracted or recruited, they're not going to be a right fit for a whole recruiting solution. So we feed the right fit data back to the pixel. And obviously, Facebook then goes and finds more people just like that. That's what you want to do. You can actually filter based off of an agent's closing closings. And Facebook actually knows how productive agents are based off of their stats, because it knows with AI, 52,000 data points, that's going to then be fed back to the pixel. And it will find more and more people just like that. And you'll be surprised at how well this works. Another benefit I've also saw is a lot of times when you engineer so much trust and goodwill and value before the recruiting conversation, a lot of our clientele on the back end, they actually started charging a small onboarding fee, which is like, like a way for them to offset the marketing. Is it optional? 100%. We're not telling you to change your model. If you don't, it doesn't align with your values, you don't have to do it. But agents were like completely willing to pay for it. And this fee actually covered their marketing costs for recruiting. And then they turned the recruiting department from one of their biggest cost centers into a profit center. As I mentioned, this is of course completely optional. And if you ever become a client, we don't even require to do this. So look, once you have all these things, you guys understand that you got to attract, not chase. Then you can finally scale. Then you can get rid of the whole endless cycle of recruiting and chasing agents that don't produce. You get tired of all the churn. Maybe you're feeling tired by getting outgunned by the competitors. This changes everything. And you need to stop whatever you're doing right now and come and work with agenttraction.io, because we truly feel like we can help you out. Chances are you watch this video right now because you need help. And we have a lot of brokerages all across the nation put real agent attraction systems in place that get agents warmed up with a value first approach. And the ugly truth is this, right? The path that you're taking right now is only going to lead to burnout and failure. A lot of times brokers don't zoom in and zoom out about the real state of where they're at. But it doesn't have to be that way, folks. It's not just some other theory. This is the blueprint for building a predictable, profitable, and truly valuable brokerage. It's about really building a machine that works for you so you can finally stop grinding. So if you found some value in this video, of course, subscribe to our channel and like this video. Comment down below if you found some value. But more importantly, if you're interested in working with us at agenttraction.io, I actually put together a full breakdown, a lot of resources, PDF, explainer docs, emails that explain everything, an actual explainer video, and that explains our whole BAP system and our offering. So if you're interested in that video specifically, there's a link somewhere below this YouTube video right now, or whatever you're watching right now, right? Watch that video, and then obviously from there, fill an application and then speak with our team. That video is going to be about 10 minutes, but then, when you speak with our team, we'll of course ask some questions, see if you're right fit, prescribe you a solution, and we're more than happy to take you on as a client. We want to help you scale. We're really on a mission here to change the brokerage game for a lot of brokers that are just facing the worst competition ever, right? So that being said, that is pretty much it for this video. We found some value, and we'll see you folks in the next one.